tell you about Patty's pastries. Baby, let me tell you about Patty's pastries.
What up, guys?
What's happening?
We're back with another week of In a Pinch with
Patty.
Featuring
Quis.
Guys, what is the haps? I don't know about y'all. I know I say this every time I open an episode, but I definitely missed you guys. Like, your girl finally, for the first time since 2020, got sick, y'all. It was so sad. Like, honestly, I don't know if y'all got, I hope no one had the privilege of catching that, but it was rough. But I'm back and I'm ready to talk about some stuff. Quis, how you been?
Shit, same shit, different toilet, another day.
Another couple dollars.
Blessed to be above the ground and not under it.
That's it. Happy Friday.
You heard?
So guys, I hope you guys were able to tune in to, our last episode where we talked about growth and goals. This week we're moving right along, like we never left. And our letter for this week is H. So we're going to talk about hope. I really feel like this is like something super necessary to have, especially in 2023.
For sure.
But it's also, for some people it's hard to have. So, just the definition of hope, putting that out there. There's a few different definitions. The first one is a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. A feeling of trust, or wanting something to happen or be the case. Those are the top three. Those are the top three pretty much nouns and verbs of hope. So to me, I feel like hope is very important, because if you don't have it, you kind of just get complacent and still. And when you're hopeless, it's just it's negative, it's sad, it's dark, it's lonely. So I definitely feel and I think at some point in everybody's lives they're gonna experience hopelessness, for sure.
Definitely.
But it's important to snatch yourself up out of that, because you just cannot get, you can't get caught into feeling there's always something, tomorrow there's always an opportunity to do something different. You know what I mean? And it may not be, the best of the best, but as long as you have an opportunity to say, okay, listen, today's gonna be, and that's something as simple as practicing hope, saying today's gonna be a better day.
For sure. Because
you have that expectation. So just looking up some stuff here, people at a main Google search is, what is the true meaning of hope? And it says here, hope is an optimistic state of mind that is based on expectation of positive outcomes with respect to events and circumstances in one's life or the world at large.
That's spot on.
Yeah, for sure. And so how do you feel like faith is another word for hope?
Yeah. I feel like hope and faith are pretty
hand
much
in hand.
hand in hand, because if you have hope, you have faith that something's gonna happen, and if you have faith that something's gonna happen, then you hope that it's gonna happen. So
yeah, I do feel like they can go hand in hand. I think hope is I feel like faith is the top tier of hope.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because
That's the ultimate belief that it's possible and it's gonna be made possible.
Right, with no other thoughts behind that.
I got you.
And I mean, and the reason that I ask that is like, because just as we, I don't know, I mean, I do know your religion and background, but like, not everybody's is the same. But I do feel like no matter what religion people practice, like, faith
is a part of it.
Yeah, faith is a part of
Faith
it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's one way that we can bring religion into, religion, spirituality, whatever you want to say. That's one, because no matter what you believe in, you believe that something's better, greater, bigger than you, like, so I definitely feel like it's important to have faith.
For sure.
But it's also hard. Like, I would say having faith is harder than having hope, being hopeful.
That's funny you said that. I was just thinking that in my head. Like, for sure, you gotta, like, being not faithful, that sounds like a whole different topic. But, like, having faith that something's gonna happen and, like, being 100% sure that you have nothing to worry about, that it's gonna come through for you, is definitely way harder than just hoping that something's gonna play out. Like, I feel like when you say the word faith, like, the first thing that comes to mind is, like, God and, like, my religion and stuff like that. And definitely having faith is harder than having hope.
Yeah, because I also feel like with faith, you have to be a little bit more, be a little bit more active in the act of hopefulness. And I know that's like a tongue twister and it's like complicated, but there's two different types of hope as well, though. So there's realistic hope,
okay,
which is based on reality and being able to do something and get it done. And then there's magical hope, which is more like, oh, I wish.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think two are healthy to have, but I think the two, can definitely coexist. But like, at the end of the day, for me, it's
all about reality.
All about reality.
Yeah, facts.
Because that's one thing that's hard for me, as far as like, even having faith sometimes, or like, when these people are like, oh, manifest, and whatever. But it's like, I feel like you can have realistic hope that, hey, I'm going to get up, I'm going to give it 100%. I'm going to, pray or put positive energy out there. And with all of those works, I'm hoping that today is going to be better than yesterday.
For sure.
But then you have those people that are like, scrolling on social media and, oh, if you share this, you know what I mean? $10,000 is going to land. Like, but people really like share shit and facts. Like things that like.
That shit's going to happen.
Yeah. And it's just like, that. I feel like that's the hardest part of like the concept of manifestation to me.
True.
Because I feel like you could want, and I've been with, partners in the past that are like, oh, I'm going to have an island and I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm manifesting that. Okay, it's great to manifest that. You know what I mean? But like,
what you doing to get there?
Right.
Yeah.
So I do feel like sometimes you do have to give yourself a reality check, and I don't feel like it's, stomping out your dreams or whatever, but it just all goes back into like, previous stuff that we've talked about as far as like growth and goals and stuff like that. Like, you have to, you could hope, that things are better and your situation changes all you want to.
Yeah.
And while it's good to do that,
if you ain't putting no work in,
if you're not putting any work in, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna have a positive outcome.
Definitely.
As far as, in my opinion anyway. What do you like? What are some things that you like? What brings you hope? What type of stuff gives you hope?
Different things that bring me hope is probably like seeing something happen towards what I'm hoping for. Like if I, hope for something big that may cost a lot of money, I guess seeing an extra amount of money like randomly come in makes me feel like I have more hope for it. But like, I don't know, other things that give me hope like is seeing like other people do good, like seeing people do kind things that they're not trying to get recognized for. That gives me hope for humanity. Like seeing, I don't know, just like simple acts of kindness give me fucking hope. Like that's
a good one.
That's a big one for me.
Okay. I mean, I feel like for me, something that's very fulfilling that brings me a lot of hope, I feel like it's like gardening. You know what I mean? Like getting out there, planting stuff, watering it. You hope that it's going to grow and it's going to be, beneficial to you in some type of way. Like, I feel like you could definitely like tie hope into, stuff that you're growing or working on, even if it's not gardening, just like working on stuff.
That's a good way to look at it. So maybe that's why I like growing stuff, like, because it gives me something to get hope into. Like I really hope that whatever I'm growing flourishes and I get to reap the benefits of whatever I grew. So maybe that's, I do find hope in stuff like that. Like I do find hope in like my businesses. Like whenever I invest some money in some stuff, I'm hoping that it turns into a little bit more bread or I get my money back off of it. So I think that's a big one for me, for real. Like I love putting some shit somewhere, and not even hope, because it takes hustling hard work, but like you gotta have some hope that you're gonna at least make something happen with what you got going on. So I put hope into a lot of things. I never really thought about it like that.
Okay, now how do you feel, like, let's say you're like down, you know what I mean, and this is like one of the, these are, this may be like a hopeless time for you, or like, just a down area that we all go through. What do you feel like are some ways that you could nurture hope?
Like create my own hope or generate it? Like, what do you mean by nurture?
Yeah, like what are some things that you could, something that could happen, something that you could do,
when I'm down and I need,
like, basically how would you, what would give you a hope refill? Like, what do you feel like that you could do that would, like, okay, I'll give you an example. Like, I feel like a way to nurture hope is positive thinking.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because negativity is very easy to take over.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, I'm a realist, and like for me, it's very easy to get negative because I'm just like, well, that doesn't make sense anyway.
Yeah,
you know
facts.
what I mean? So for me, when I'm having days where it's like hard for me to see, some good and stuff, or like hoping that I could do better than last week or whatever, like positive thinking is important.
That's for sure.
Positive speaking, talking to yourself, talking to others, like that generates hope for you. It generates hope for other people.
That's true.
How do you feel about, I also feel like another good thing, and this is just in general, I think this will hit for a lot of people, is like, again, hope is just more than just like wanting something to happen. So I feel like in order to have realistic hope, like, you gotta practice forgiveness. So like, people that do you wrong, people that's embarrassed you, people that's hurt you, you know, lied to you, stole from you, whatever. Yeah. Like, and that doesn't mean that, you know what I mean, you have to deal with them. But I definitely feel like in order for you to be doing something positive and to be practicing positivity and hoping for a better future or a better outcome of something, you have to forgive folks. You have to forgive yourself. Like, that's something.
A big one right there.
Yeah. And I mean, unfortunately, like, nobody teaches us how to do that.
Nah, not at all.
You know, they teach us how to get dressed. They teach us how to, you know, ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, all that stuff, math, everything else. But like, nobody teaches you how to forgive yourself. So I definitely think that's a way to, you know, a way to generate and nurture. Yeah.
I practice a lot of those things. So I never knew that was like ways of generating hope. But like, when I am down and things are not going positive, and for me, like, I'm big on being positive and good vibes and things like that. So I think I am a very hopeful person, because, you know, that's what keeps shit possible. Like, you know, you hope things are gonna happen. So, you know, when I'm down bad and, you know, a little bit of bread come through, or I even go slide through the city, I love when I'm down bad and I just feel like shit is not going right, and I go like through Fort Lauderdale, you know, through the city, and just drive, and just like, it's literally like 10 minutes from where I live. Like, I literally get in the car, just go ride down the street. Like, that shit gives me hope, because like, it makes me understand, like, bro, I'm living like top 10 best places to live in the world. Like, and I get to see this every day. Not that I get to take advantage of it enough, because I don't appreciate it until like, I'm like, fuck, man, shit is down bad. But like, bro, I live in the best place in the fucking world. Like, so
it's up and it's like 187 degrees outside.
Yeah, for sure. But when you get to look through the AC and like with the windows up, with the tents, like, that shit's cool. Like, the mansions and everything is amazing. When the sun go down and you get to, you know, go to the beach, or when you go in the morning, like, that really makes me appreciate.
Yeah, same. I agree with that. Even just down, like you said, like downtown. I'm like 2 miles from downtown.
Yeah.
Just going to grab coffee is like, wow.
Eye opener.
Maybe it's not so bad. Like, I'm having a rough day, but like,
look where I'm at.
Yeah. I think, like, what do you think is something to do when you don't have hope, or when you're feeling just hopeless?
When you're just hopeless and you don't have hope, first thing you should do is pray. Okay, I agree. And know that that's where that faith kicks in. Know that everything, you know, you got going on it's gonna play out. Like, it can't be sunny every day. Like, it gotta rain sometimes. But, you know, when it rains, that's when things grow. So something you should do is, first of all, pray, but take action. Like, if you want something to change, like, do something about it. Like, don't just sitting around hoping. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, I think there's like losing hope, and then there's losing heart. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think, you know, when you lose hope, that could be super critical to your mental health. I think
other than pray, which is, very important to us, but I feel like I think one thing when you're feeling like that is to like take a deep breath and remind yourself of all the good things that you've done, or said or been through, or like help somebody else. Like, I think that's one thing to do when you're feeling hopeless. I think
I like that one.
yeah, I mean, that's, I think it's also important to have some type of support system. You know what I mean? So when you're feeling like that, you can call somebody up and be like, man, I'm just feeling, you know what I mean? I'm feeling hopeless. I'm feeling down. I'm feeling bad, and it could be, you know what I'm saying? It could be, a lot of people are like, oh, my family, it doesn't have to be a family member. It could be a friend. It could be, somebody at church. It could be a stranger. Like, but, well, I mean, maybe not a stranger because you want somebody to be supportive, but even just, I definitely feel like having somebody or a support network is important when you're feeling like that.
For sure. Having the people to talk to about what you got going on that you just can't voice to anybody is definitely a big part of having hope. Like, they remind you of a lot of shit. Like, even seeing your people like remind you like there's hope, bro. Like, you've been down before. Like, that's a big thing that like I said, I preach, but a big thing that I tell people is like, bro, like, you've been through like a lot of shit before. Like, you thought you was at down bottom before. Like, this ain't nothing compared to that. So like, having hope in situations where you felt like you down and out is big. So like, remembering your good times is a big fucking deal.
Yeah, and I mean, just flipping that, you know what I mean, to, maybe somebody who is, you may not be going through it specifically, but somebody, or you're peeping signs of, this person doesn't normally act like that, or whatever. Like, I think it's important to like check on your friends. Always. You know what I'm saying? Tell people you care. Tell people you have their back, because sometimes that within itself will give somebody enough hope to be like, you know what, I can make it till tomorrow.
That's true. That is very true.
And just reminding people that they matter, that they're important, that the world's different because they're there. I think, all of that is, we get so caught up in our own stuff, like me included, and I do try to, I mean, I'm very busy, but like, I do like, and I mean, you can speak for me on this, like, I'm a very like caring person. So if like I see somebody like going through it, like even on social media, like posting something crazy, like I'll definitely try to take, 30, 45 seconds out of my day and be like, hey, what's going on? You good? Like, do you like need to talk to somebody? Is there any way I can help you? Because like I said, just that, and that's free to do. You know what I mean? But
it's less than a minute out of your day to care about somebody else, to make all the difference in their world, in their day, in their life.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that as well. Like, I'm trying to cover like every aspect of it that I can.
Yeah, no worries. The people understand what's going on.
Yeah, I do, and I feel like, lack of hope can lead to depression.
Oh yeah.
So it's important that, if you are feeling that way, to get yourself back on track. And if that means, you gotta go speak to somebody about it, like, there's nothing wrong with going to talk to somebody.
Not at all. Therapy is the way. Y'all should try it.
Yeah, I just think, and again, like going back to, going back to setting goals, like I feel like when you have those goals in front of you, like it reduces all those feelings. It reduces, if you're actively writing things down, working on things, then you don't have time to really, not saying you can't be busy and depressed, because you can be.
Yeah, definitely.
But I feel like the more positive vibes, positive motion, just good works of positivity, I feel like, that'll definitely restore hope.
For sure.
You have to be active in hope. Or I just feel like at that point, then it's not realistic and it becomes magical. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with like having some wishes here and there, because like I feel like that's what keeps you active in pursuing goals. But I feel like without hope, like life is impossible. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what I have on that. I just feel like, again, like I feel like faith is like top tier, the top tier level of hope. So, it's just for lack of better words, I guess, just be hopeful, because like every day I just feel if I could leave you guys with anything, and I know this has been like a weird topic, and it's kind of like, mind you, I was sick for a week, so bear with us on that, but I mean, it's just like there's so many things that, as far as my name, faith, hope, and charity, you know what I mean? Like those all coincide together. So again, you have faith, you have hope, you have love, and I feel like you need all of those to have one of those specifically. So just know that like whatever you're going through, like it's gonna get better. If you're already doing great, you can still have hope. And then like if you're already doing great, check on the people that aren't. You know what I mean? But that's about it for this week, guys. I promise I'll do more research and we'll have cooler things to talk about, but I feel like this will touch somebody. If you're out there and you're feeling hopeless, like you're not alone. I've been through it. I'm sure Quis has been through it. But just get up, dust yourself off, and try it again, and hope for a better day.
If you woke up today, you winning.
That's it. So guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Don't forget, once we get to those 100 subscribers, I am doing a giveaway. And y'all know my giveaways are grizzy. So until then, we love you guys. Take care. And that's it. Peace.